What's going on, guys? It's another video from Mr. Wood Smoke coming to you with a video about a black man and his money will soon be departed. Now, I don't know whether or not I want that to be my pretty much my title, but it may be something along that line. But basically, what I want to talk about is black men and the way we handle our finances. First of all, when it comes to finances and it comes to money, as you know, we as black people are not very good stewards. I'm not saying all, but I would say the people that I rode with and just what you see and just in reality, I'm not trying to pick on black people or anything like that, but that's just what you see, and you probably saying like, Mr. Woodsmoke, like what do you mean? Well, there's so many avenues that I can go down, so I try to go down every one that I can come off the top of my head. But first of all, when it comes to money and it comes to making money, I would say work ethic. And I mean by work ethic is that we spend a lot of, as far as they say, like, I think like black people, we spend the most, but we don't own anything. Like per capita, we spend the most in America, black people. But as far as like owning businesses and owning entrepreneurship, like we're like last on the totem pole. And what I'm saying that too is that you see where you have people from other countries come to America, don't speak the language, and they end up in a short time span, they end up owning the business that they started working for. Like Asians, for example. You see Asians and their work ethic is just insane. Like they value education more than anything. Like that's like they value education like if their life depended on it. And I'm gonna repeat that. Majority of Asian cultures value education like their life depended on it. You know what I'm saying? And that equates to them being able to, when they come to America, live the American dream. And that's why now you have it where, as far as income in America, Asians are number one as far as income. They're even outpacing Caucasian Americans just because of their work ethic. And I think we're actually last on the totem pole. I think Hispanics actually are polling higher than black people when it comes to work ethic and as far as income coming in. So there's a disconnect there. And I know a lot of people are going to say, well, the black man just don't have a fair shot. He just don't have a fair shot. He just it's all white. No, it's not. It's not. And the thing of it is that there are too many black people in power that basically null and void that conversation. If that was the case, then none of us across the board would have anything. You're not going to have some of us slipping through the cracks while the other ones are actually being held down by this white hand of supremacy. You're not gonna. You can't use that anymore, because there's so many opportunities, and there's so many opportunities for black people to use that in order to get ahead, and it's work ethic, and that's not good. That's not good at all, because we have the resources to do everything that we have to do, but yet we don't utilize that, and that's a huge issue. Also, as far as work ethic, the things that are actually hindering us are, what do we value? What do we value? Well, look at what we value. If you turn on the TV and you see the biggest influence of black people, is material things, hardcore material things. And I know some people say, oh, well, a house is material. Well, a house is not really considered a material thing. A house is a necessity. You see what I'm saying? I'm talking about luxury items. Cars, watches, shoes, hair weaves, things of that nature. Rims. Do black people still buy rims like that? I guess so. Candy paint, stuff like that. Our cars. Those are luxury items. Those items actually depreciate. Property doesn't depreciate. It may trickle, it may fluctuate, but doesn't depreciate. You see what I'm saying? So, we place value on things that aren't valuable. And then what happens is, when those things get old and tarnished and stuff like that, we have nothing to show for it. So whose fault is that? Is that the big bad white man's fault that I got all this money from wherever I'm working, and I just poured into my cars and poured into jewelry and poured into whatever, shoes and all kind of stuff, and then you don't have anything to show for it? That's not anyone's fault but your own decisions. Another thing too that we're having an issue with is accountability when it comes to finances. The sad thing about it is, if somebody says anything about black people and spending their money and where their money is going, the first thing we want to do is cancel them. But now, who are you talking to? Like, you talking down to people. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is that what you're trying to do is you're trying to ultimately help black people. Yeah, how you doing now? All right. That you're ultimately trying to help, And so accountability, that's huge. And if you're never accountable, how will you learn for anything? If you get on the defensive about, oh my God, someone is telling me how to live my life, I'm grown. Who is you to tell me how to spend my money? See, that's the thing. We got like this attitude about, anyone try to tell us something, we don't want to hear it. And that's why we're in a situation, that's one of the, why we're in the situation that we're in, because of that. And the thing of it is too, is that, I'm not, I fell victim to it too. I fell victim to that lifestyle too. You see what I'm saying? Growing up, I had no one willing to tell me how to spend money. It was kind of like, you get it, thank God you get it. They burn a hole in your pocket. Hey, you know what I'm saying? You'll make some more. Just burn it up. You'll make some more. You know what I'm saying? That's how I lived my life. When it came to finances, and you cannot sustain yourself with that. Growing up, I made a lot of bad decisions with money. A lot of bad decisions. Buying stupid stuff. Like, when I was like in my 20s, I was making pretty good money. So I'm like, hey, I'm making pretty good money. I want to buy me a Beamer. So I went out and bought me a Beamer. Ain't have a pot to piss in, but let me buy me a Beamer. You know what I'm saying? One of the stupidest decisions I ever made. And I was at the time living with a roommate, but had a Beamer. Now when I was riding around, I was flossing. You see what I'm saying? I was flossing. But guess what? When I went to that roommate at night, I'm sure they probably was like, man, this guy think he doing something, and he's staying in a room in our house, but he got a Beamer though. He got a Beamer. How stupid was that? You know what I'm saying? How stupid was that? You got a Beamer, but you live in a roommate. That's crazy. But you know, that's what I did. That's what I did. So another thing that we have issues with money is what we see. And I'm gonna be honest with you. People say, "Oh well, you can't say rap music is detrimental to black people or whatever like that." You can't say that. Yes, I can say that, because you can see it. You can see rap music, a mirror image of rap music, when it comes to going to schools and middle schools. Everything that you see in a rap video is emulated in the way our youth dresses, talks, and everything. You know what I'm saying? When you see a rap video where you got these real drug dealers, yeah, they're rappers, but they're real drug dealers. When you see them walk around with a stack of cash, holding it up to their head like it's a cell phone. I'm gonna repeat that. When you see rappers holding up a stack of cash to their ear like it's a telephone and talking to it, and then you see high school kids doing the same thing, it shows you how we value cash. We don't believe in banks. Why put it in the bank when you can just ride around in a backpack with it? I'm serious. The thing of it is, like, oh well, that's not all a lot of black people. That's majority of our black youth. Majority of our black youth are doing this. We have no logic when it comes to money. None. You know what I'm saying? And so we get in a position where you hear like a lot of stuff like, oh, it's reparations. If we just had reparations is not going to fix a poverty mindset. And I can give you an example. You can have two men that are living under a bridge that are both broke. Both of them are broke, and they're living under a bridge. And you give two men $20,000. One man, you give them both, and they're like, "Oh man, we got 20,000. We got 20,000 stacks. Oh my God, what are we gonna do?" I'm gonna show you why poverty will always be a thing. Is that you can give two men $20,000, but you can have one man that'll take that $20,000 and he will invest it. He will invest it in a hedge fund. He will invest that money. You can have the other man. Oh man, he going to Magic City, Club Nicky's, and he about to make that thing rain. I'm gonna repeat that. He about to make that thing rain. So one man invested, one man takes it down to the strip club. What I'm saying is that, going back to reparations, you can give people reparations all you want to. All you want to. Hundreds of thousands, millions even. Hey, how you doing? And you can do all of that. And the thing of it is that if your mentality isn't right, then guess what? All that money that you're trying to get for reparations and all that stuff like that, it'll be going down the drain in weeks. Weeks. The thing of it is, as far as reparations is, you be the person that gives yourself reparations. Another thing I want to touch on is I'm trying to think how I can say this. Another thing I want to touch on is, as far as money, is where we see ourselves in the long run when it comes to money. You know, do we see ourselves, as always renting and always paying someone for something? Or do we see ourselves in buying land and property? You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to be honest with myself. I was a serial apartment dweller. I'm going to repeat that. I was a serial apartment dweller. And that's what I did. I stayed in apartments. For years. At first it was cool or whatever like that. But then, after like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years, I'm like, whoa, what am I doing? What am I doing? I was becoming depressed because I knew that apartment life I was better than that. I was better than me just paying rent to someone. And I really realized I had to do something about that. You know what I'm saying? And, after that, I really had kind of like a epiphany on doing something with my finances. And because at the end of the day, I want a legacy, for my children. I wanted something to give to them, so I don't have kids, but I know one day that I will have kids, and I want to give them something than just an apartment. You can't give a kid an apartment. You see what I'm saying? You can't give them that. So I finally had to buckle down, and the thing was that I made good money, but I wasn't smart with my money. I made good money, but I was not smart with my money. That's a huge thing. You can make millions, you can make trillions. But if you can make trillions, but if you're spending zillions, it doesn't matter if you're making trillions. You see what I'm saying? And so I had to buckle down. I had to start getting my stuff straight. So years passed, and I made a lot of, big moves with investments and, with my money, and, put a lot of, had to do a lot of saving and making right choices and better choices, and you know what I'm saying? Staying up out of, staying from around them gold diggers. Another thing. I'll get on that in a minute. So I made better decisions with my money. Made a lot of smart investments with my money. And I'm no longer in that situation. You see what I'm saying? And I would never be in that situation. And when I have kids, I'm to the point where I have a legacy for my kids. And so that's what I'm out. That's what I eventually made it out of that, out of that cesspool that I was in. It was like basically just like a thing of quicksand. You get your money, you spend it on something, and you're still stuck in the apartment. You're still stuck in wherever you're at. And I had to get out of that cycle, and I broke that cycle. So now I'm in a position where, I'm able to give. I'm able to have things, and I'm able to enjoy land and property and stuff like that. So that's just something that I learned on myself. So I'm not coming on here telling black men, do this, do that, because I've never walked in those shoes. No, I walked in those shoes. You know what I'm saying? It's not good because, you already feel like, and that leads to a lot of despair. So you're thinking, oh man, I'm in this cycle where every other black man is in. I don't want to be in this cycle. Psychologically, it could do some damage to you if you let it. But I didn't let it. I didn't fall for the trap. You see what I'm saying? I was starting to, but I didn't. Another thing too is what we as black men have to watch out for is these gold diggers. These gold diggers. And these women out here that basically see you as a paycheck, see you as a meal. You see what I'm saying? What you mean by that, Mr. Woodsmoke? I'm gonna tell you. These chicks out here, that all they want you to do is bust up in them, beat their guts loose, and then they go and get pregnant, and now they got you on the hook. I'm gonna repeat that. All they want you to do is beat them guts up, and then serve you them papers, and then get pregnant, and now they got you on the hook. That's right. That's right. I'll give you an example. Look at Dr. Dre. Dr. Dre was actually married. Dr. Dre was married. He was married, and his wife, his future ex-wife, wants $2 million a month. $2 million a month. That's insane. $2 million a month. That's an extreme case situation. And we probably think, oh wow, that's a lot of money, but it's no different than you meet a chick and you working and you making, let's say you making $50,000, $60,000 a year or whatever like that. And she wants, you know, you bust up in her and you give her 2 kids. Let's say you give her 1 kid. And you got a good job making that kind of money. And let's say she wants $3,000 a month. That's a lot of money. Like, dude, that's a freaking lot. Okay, so say she asks for $3,000, but then they end up saying, well, that's a little bit much, but you can get $2,200 for him, dude, for 18 years, and you're still going to be handling the kids and taking the kids here and getting the kids on the weekends, dude. Your social life is done. It's done. It's done. And then guess what? Now you meet a good girl, and she want to have a kid with you. Man, you can be working forever, bro. You're going to be working forever. Now, I'm not going to get over to the whole child support kid thing because I'm going to make another video about that. But those are just things that just basically just hurt us as black men. And so I just want to just share that with you, share that with anyone listening that's going on a financial situation. What you want to do, if you feel that you're not financially where you want to be, start having some self-discipline. Start making smart investments. Even if you don't know what to do, talk to a financial advisor. Go to a bank. Go to any bank. A lot of financial assistance is free. Go there. Also, there's a thing in the Bible, and it's called the Malachi. I want to say it's like the financial books of Malachi or whatever. I'm not sure what it how it's actually. I don't know the title of it, but the book of Malachi has a lot of financial information in there, and they have like a lot of seminars on the book of Malachi to help your finances. Study that. Reach out to someone. Google it. Just Google the book of Malachi financial guide, and you'll get to what I'm trying to say because I can't remember the actual name of it. But do those things. Don't let yourself end up as a 60-year-old and you're in a position where you at Chick-fil-A talking about, hey, do you want condiments with that? And I'm not trying to be funny, but I was in Chick-fil-A with my nephew, and he used to work there. He's like, my nephew was like 19, whatever, and he was like, man, he said, wow, when I was working here, this chick was still working. This chick like 80 years old, and she came up, she was like, is everything okay with with your meal? And she was like, okay, he was like, yeah, could I get some more sauce? She was like, yeah, sure, I got it. She's like, I got it. And it's like, man, I mean, I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. But if you working at Chick-fil-A, do it because you want to do it. I don't know her situation, but do it because you want to do it, not because you basically, if you don't do this, you're gonna be basically breaking the ramen noodles. You know what I'm saying? Do it because you want to do it. So what I'm saying is that please be careful. We need to be very, very, very diligent with our money, with what we're consuming in our heads and what's consuming us. And we got to be careful that we don't get into this flashy type of lifestyle, a lifestyle where you over above your means, flossing, and you ain't got a pot to piss in. You see what I'm saying? I know probably a couple of people, quite a few people will probably look at this video and maybe one person will get it. But if that one person get it, then you know what? I feel good. I feel my job is done. But I'll be making a video, maybe the next video, so I'll be making that on child support and gold diggers and things of that nature. But guys, just please be careful how you spend your, and this is not just a black thing, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, I speaking from the community that I'm in, because the community that I'm in, we really don't value money like that. We don't. So I can't, you know, I'm not just singling just black people, but I can only speak for my community. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, if you got any questions, please let me know. And thanks for taking the time to listen to the video. Have a good one.